Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mom Q&A with Mama's Uncut, where we answer your anonymous questions about motherhood, parenting, relationships, and so much more. Again, we got Lisa and Mindy. You guys ready to answer some questions?
Yep.
All right, let's get started. My mother-in-law is very toxic. She manipulates all of her kids to feel bad for her, and she is an addict. I'm not judging her because she's an addict. I just hate it because she puts that before everything else and doesn't care what's in the best interest of her kids or grandkids. My husband is upset because I don't want my children at her house. I know there are drugs there, and his brother that also lives there drinks a lot. In my husband's view, that's his mother and he wants a relationship with her. While I completely understand that, I feel like I need to protect my kids and my own peace from the toxicity. Um, am I horribly wrong? I don't think so.
Uh, Not okay. If the husband is committed to having a relationship with the mom and the kids doing that as well, I think there are ways you can facilitate that in very controlled environments. And I think if it's controlled, fine. And at the end of the day, kids are going to come across victims all over the place. And this grandma clearly is one of those,
Mhm.
you know, people who view themselves as a victim everywhere. They kind of got to learn what that means and what that means for them and how they want to respond to it. And like, there's people like that all over the place. And so sheltering them from that behavior, I think that does them a disservice. Making sure there's no drugs around and stuff, totally agree. But there's controlled ways to facilitate that level of unhealthy, which she's totally right about.
Mhm.
Yeah. So when you say controlled ways, that's a perfect advice. Things that came to my head of actual control, go to McDonald's with a play place.
Yeah,
Have her
exactly.
over to your house. If you go over there, stay there, say you're staying for an hour and don't, I mean, you, if she doesn't feel comfortable leaving her kids there alone, I could totally understand that.
Totally. But that
Um,
doesn't mean they can't spend time with her.
yes, going over there where your eyes are on the ground, I think that's probably a decently safe situation. I don't think there's going to be anything too terrible happening while mom's right there, right?
Mhm.
Mother-in-law probably knows to be a little bit more straight-laced when when she's around if they've
Yeah.
had problems. But I agree with keeping a relationship. If she's not doing outwardly terrible things to the children, I think it's worth trying to do it in a controlled environment, like Lisa said.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think you need to let your husband do what he wants to do. If he wants a relationship with his mom, he should be allowed to have that.
Yep.
But I do agree with, trying to keep it as controlled as possible. But I do think, you shouldn't keep their grandma from them entirely. But yeah, you know, making sure being like, hey, you're not going to be smoking cigarettes, you're not going to be doing any of this stuff while my kid's there. If my kid's there, at least the husband or me is going to be there. There's definitely things that you can control, but not allowing your kids to have a relationship, I think, is a little too far, unless something
And,
major
and and
has
and
happened.
under no circumstance do you leave your kids alone with an addict, like
Yeah,
at
No.
all.
And
no,
that's, I think the mom's having a problem separating the fact that she has an addiction from her.
her, yeah.
Because when you're like, when you interact with someone with an addiction, it's not like they're crazy all the time. It's not like they're, it's not, it's a roller coaster, right? So it could be bad, it could be okay. But that's why if she wants to be there while they have any interaction, she can be there and be mama bear and make sure everything's okay.
Mhm.
Well, and if the grandma starts getting out of line
Yeah,
because it is the roller coaster, right? You go home or you leave.
yep,
Yeah,
exactly. That's
and
why she's in the driver's seat. Mom can be like, all right, kids, we're out of here.
Yep.
don't take the addict behavior personally. Like at the
No,
end of the day, you just
it's
having
the
had
addiction.
it.
It's not you,
Yeah,
it's them.
and the drugs are controlling them.
Yeah.
And yes, the statement which you made, which was challenging for you, where she seems to value the addiction more than
Yeah.
the family, that is totally true. They
Mhm.
absolutely do. And
Yeah.
like that is your operating environment, and going in and accepting that
Yes.
as part of this structure is all you can do, because you ain't going to win fighting it.
Nope.
Yep. Don't forget to send us over your questions so we can answer them here. Bye.